All right, we kind of exhausted our use of number tables. They're easy because they're right there in front of you, but they're kind of challenging because it's a lot of numbers. You can get lost on which line you're on, confusing. The main reason that I have to do random number tables is because on the AP exam, if you are asked to do simulation using random numbers, they will provide you with a list of numbers. So you have to know how to use the list of numbers. Fortunately, though, our calculators will produce random numbers as well, so will computers. You can't really use that on the AP exam because they can't tell that you're really using random numbers, so they will usually provide you with random tables. But let's just kind of go through how we do. Instead of using coins, dice, cards, or tables, just want you to know we can use other techniques of simulating, like for example the dice has 6 outcomes. So if we just needed to kind of split something into 50-50, I could, instead of picking random numbers, I could have rolled a die and been like, okay, if we get a 1, 2, or 3, that represents this, and a 4, 5, and 6 represents something something else. Random number tables are kind of easier than doing coins, dice, or cards. Y'all tend to mess these up sometimes. I would stick to random number tables. All right, so in your calculator, there's a random integer, INT, command. That's very useful to use. And where it is in your calculator is it's under math, which is this button right here. So math. And then you scroll over to probability. You can just scroll left instead of right. And then there's random numbers here, but you want random integers. You want number 5. Okay? And so this is how you would choose random integers. All right? Now, this first one, if we tell it behind it 0, 1, and your comma button is right there, what the calculator is going to do is only going to pick numbers from 0 to 1. Okay? So when you just press enter and you keep pressing enter, those are your only choices you're going to get, 0 or 1. So this would be 0 or 1. And then I would like for you to just kind of think for a second, what is that like doing in real life? If you can only get 2 outcomes. So what that is like in real life, that is like flipping a coin. It's the same concept. You could assign 0 to be tails and 1 to be heads. And just keep going, heads, tails, whatever it is. Okay? And it doesn't have to be 0 to 1. Okay? It could be, instead of 0 and 1, I could do 5 and 6. Same exact idea. It's like flipping heads or tails. Alright? Alright, let's do random integer 1, 6. So I'm doing second enter is what I'm doing, so I don't have to go through the buttons again. 1, 6. So what this will do, this will choose an integer from 1 to 6. So what is that like in real life? That is like rolling a die. Same idea. So instead of actually rolling a die, I can just hit this function and I rolled a 2. Oh, I rolled a 2. Oh, I rolled a 6, etc., etc., etc. All right, random integer 1, 6, 2. This randomly chooses 2 integers from 1 to 6. So random integer 1, 6, 2. When you add a third number in there, that's how many numbers you would like for it to select. So now I rolled a 1 and a 6, a 2 and a 3, a 1 and a 2. So what that is like rolling 2 dice. So we can just use our calculator to simulate reality as well. Alright, 0, 9, 5 randomly chooses 5 integers from 0 to 9. And 0, 56, 3 randomly chooses 3 integers from 0, 0 to 56. Does that remind you of anything? Let's see. Where else did we pick 3 numbers from 0 to 56? We could have actually have used this command in our calculator to simulate the varsity problem, the varsity dorm room scenario. Now, the only issue is that you can't really tell your calculator not to do repeats, but there's a pretty good chance that you might not have gotten any, and if you did get them, we could have just ignored it. So 0, and you can call that 0, 0 if you want, 0, 0 to 56, comma 3. So now this is going to pick 3 people from 0 to 56. So in this scenario, we had non-varsity, non-varsity, non-varsity. And we had non-varsity, varsity, varsity. And then varsity, non. And so we could have done our trials this way. This is clearly much quicker. Let's see if I get any all varsity members. Nope. 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 So it's taking me a lot longer to get a varsity member. So according to this simulation, I bet you this number's a little high. We probably should have done more trials, but we did what we could do for that problem in the time we had.